Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Fort Worth. We're glad to have everyone here. I'm President-elect Tom Law Jr. Ann is out of town right now. She's off the continent. Don't worry, she will be back. So that's good. Okay. I know you were concerned too when you saw me step up here. Let's start the meeting with the invocation led by Reverend Charles Johnson, Executive Director, Pastors for Texas Children, followed by the national anthem played by past President Doug Briley, fractional CMO and marketing consultant Douglas Briley Consulting, LLC.
Let's pray together. Oh God, we're grateful for this day. You have given it to us as a gift. We're seeking to be good stewards of that gift by giving the gift of ourselves to each other, sharing in this fellowship meal. We thank you for it, for those who have prepared it, for those who are serving it. We pray your hand of blessing on them and on their families. Lord, our hearts are just seized and stricken with grief about what has happened in the hill country flooding. We're all affected. We all know friends who have lost loved ones, and we lift them up to the light of your comfort. And we pray that you would mobilize us into instruments of peace and provision for them. For our Rotary Club, we give you thanks. We pray your direction and wisdom for President Ann, for President-elect Tom, and for all of us, that we might find our place of service, that we might not seek attention, but to do that labor in a hidden way for the building up of your community. We are grateful to be called according to your purpose, and we ask for your strength to discharge that purpose with dignity and grace. And we offer this prayer to you in the name of all that is holy and right and just. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous strife o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and your rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thanks, Charles and Doug. Now here to introduce today's visitors is Steve Kessler, Financial Advisor, Morgan Stanley. Steve?
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. So we have several guests, so please make them feel welcome. Chris Kobler has a guest, Brian Happel. There you are. And also a guest of Chris is Abby Henderson. A guest of Brian Miller is Karen Barlow Parrish. Welcome. And a guest of Ed Macklin is Eustace Valchukas. Did I get it right? Ed, I'm so glad I asked.
I'm glad you guys are.
Past President Kirk Driver has a guest, Ryan Hart. John Kirk has a couple of guests, Joe Davidson and Casey Borgers. Corey Harris has with us Shadi Kalani. There you are. And we have a visit, just to stay in order here, a visiting Rotarian from Austin is Scott Ryder. And if I understand it right, you're switching and you're going to be here. So welcome to the Fort Worth Rotary. We have Joe Breedlove here as a guest, and I believe is going to be receiving a grant. John Kirk snuck in another guest here, Cal Pannell, or Pannell. There we are. Jim Austin has a guest, is Shakise McAfee. Charlie Powell brought Rick Jenkins. Alice Felipe is here from Catholic Charities. And Stay Hall has Wallace Hall here with iSalt. And lastly, Rebecca Montgomery has Charlie Lodersdorf. Thank you, all your guests. Welcome to Rotary.
Thanks, Steve. Welcome to everyone. We're glad you're here today and joining us. We hope you'll consider joining our club. Talk to the people you came with and let them tell you more about it. Now, I need to clarify something. Some of you did not hear me correctly. I said that Ann is off of the continent and she'll be back. I didn't say something else you might have thought. She's doing okay off the continent. Okay, I want to thank our program sponsor today, Creative Office Furniture. Creative Office Furniture began more than 30 years ago with a vision of innovative office spaces with design creativity, cost effectiveness, and workplace productivity. With newer, better furniture making its way into contract interiors every day, the Creative Office team is passionate about finding the perfect solution for your project that will stay fresh and exciting for years to come. Thanks again, Creative Office Furniture. Oh, now that that's being said, if you all like public exposure like they've just gotten here, then you want to tell others about your company, then talk to Aurora about sponsoring a future Rotary Club. Now it is time for the four-way test. So if you all would please turn your attention to the screen when it changed. There we go. And say with me, here we go. Here we go. Oh, you're standing up. Okay, good. Thank you, yeah. Okay, is it the truth? Is we're all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be better? Okay, so now reflecting on the words we just recited, but having a hunch as to what is coming up next, we may need to put those aside just for a moment, this being the only time we should do so while we hear today's newscast from Kathy Neese-Brown, Senior Director of Development, UNT Health Science Center, College of Nursing.
Thank you.
Kathy.
Too generous. Okay, we're going to start the roast for Tom. He said, if you could walk up here so we could lessen the amount of time that it takes to travel to the podium. Like I moved like a sloth or something, but we're going to be efficient here. Here we go. Okay, so for the guests, the newscast is a parody of news. It is not meant to offend, and it is not my personal opinion. It is to be funny. We will preface it there. So, I'm living life on the edge today, given Catholic Charities speaker, and the fact that I served Bright Divinity School as a longtime BP. But U.S. News reported that Pope Leo, the 14th's hometown is buying his childhood home. It's the Vatican version of Extreme Makeover Holy Edition. Jimmy Swaggart, whose huge TV ministry was brought down by a scandal in the 80s, died today. It destroyed his credibility. Jimmy could no longer preach about the Sermon on the Mount without the congregation collapsing in laughter. Charlie, you should get that one. Yes. How many of you enjoy working remotely? This is a participation question. Okay. I too am enjoying a hybrid work schedule, but I've been cautioned about opening any email with the phrase knock knock in the memo section. It could be a Jehovah's Witness working from home. Okay, in sports, Shohei Ohtani has 30 home runs before the All-Star break, but 38 with the tariff. Okay? And Mary Lou Retton appeared in court today for her DUI after flunking the roadside sobriety test. I know others who have passed it every time. It's one skill to steady yourself on the balance beam, but the skill to be able to be balanced on the gym beam? In media and pop culture, 18 was shot at a hip hop party in Chicago. Apparently, they were honoring Stevie Wonder and Beethoven. When the cops arrived, nobody heard anything and nobody saw anything. Okay, here we go. Oklahoma passed a bill banning flying the rainbow flag at the state capitol. That's surprising considering Oklahoma is the only state named after a Broadway musical. Okay. And China agreed today to buy rice from the United States. For those of you who refuse to believe that we have the Music Man living in the White House, he just sold rice to China. Yes. And in a segment with Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, and Seth Meyers, headlines were used as jokes, including Trump banning paper straws. Tina Fey said, "It's all part of Trump's plan to make America suck again." This is the news. I did not write that. So, and Texas added a test question to the voter ID. The poll monitor asks you who won the Battle of the Alamo. If you say we did, ICE hauls you away. And today's forecast, LA calls for Donald Trump weather, 79 with 100% chance of, you guessed it, ice. That's the news.
You know, it takes a really, really special person to do that, so very special. Okay, you all ready for some announcements? So most of you haven't even known that you had questions, so you just haven't asked your questions yet. I think you're about to learn that right now. So here's Ed McClin, insurance consultant, champion commercial insurance, and Chip Schweiger, founder and managing member, Schweiger CPA firm, PLLC.
Hang on. There we go. All right, folks. Someone from the audience had a question for the social committee. Was it? Oh, Christina.
Hey, Ed, what's going on with the social committee?
Christina, I'm so glad you asked that. Chip, yep, can you answer that?
Ed, I'm so glad you asked that. We have planned our first ever, that I'm aware of, outing to a Texas Rangers game.
Yeah, it's not the Yankees. You're wearing pinstripes, but anyway. Chip, when is this monumental event going to take place?
Ed, I'm so glad you asked that too. It's going to be Tuesday, July 22nd, when the mighty Rangers play the Athletics. Now, they're kind of in between homes at the moment, the Athletics, that is, moving from Oakland to Las Vegas, but playing this season in Sacramento, go figure, until their new stadium gets completed.
Wow, that's crazy. Talk about loss of identity. That sounds like it's going to be a great time.
Even better, Ed.
Oh, no way. How could it
Oh,
be
yeah,
better?
absolutely. Our seats are in the all-you-can-eat and drink section, except, Ed, the drink part only applies to soft drinks.
What? No old fashions?
But it does include hot dogs, hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, nachos, popcorn, and peanuts. So cancel your diet for the day. We're going to have written notes for your doctor.
Okay, so we have to buy our own beer. You have to pay extra for mustard?
Ed, I'm so glad you asked that one. Maybe the Fort Worth Club can spare us a jar. Remember, Rotarians, the four-way test will be in full force. So is it the truth?
Truth in baseball is sometimes 90% perception and 10% arguing with the umpire.
True, but is it fair to all concerned?
Unless you're an Astros fan, then no.
Well, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Chip, of course, it's a baseball game in air-conditioned comfort, no less. You can go dressed like that.
Oh, well, great. Then will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Hello, unlimited hot dogs, peanuts, and nachos. Just make sure you don't have your annual physical scheduled the next day. What else do we need to know?
Well, Now, Jay Gilligan's has a shuttle for $15 a person, and Boomer Jacks has a free shuttle for $50. Free.
Total tab per party. Go there and spend.
Let's pause for just a second. I know we're going to stay on track.
Okay.
Boomer Jacks has a free shuttle if you pay $50 tab for your party.
So-
But there's a QR code up on the screen, and that's what you need.
Chip, this sounds like it's going to be the most epic social committee event ever.
Tickets are limited, so scan the code and buy your tickets now.
I wonder who's going to win that nacho eating prize. Let's see.
Hey, Rotarians.
Hey, Rotarians,
We'll
we will see you at the ballpark on July 22nd, and bring your appetite. Play ball.
Thank you, Ed and Chip. No one does it quite like the social committee every week. Now I'm pleased to announce that we have 2 grant awards, and here's Megabucks Treasurer Jason Ellis. That's you, isn't it? Yeah. Senior Vice President, Commercial Lending, Plains Capital Bank.
That's close, that's good.
I just wanted to make sure there was no space between the N and the C on Plains Capital.
That is true. And do you really win if you eat all those nachos? I don't know who wins that one. All right, we have 2 grants today to award. Both are from the benefit of our Children's Fund. Our first grant today for $5,000 is going to Breakthrough. Actually, we can go the other way. This is what happens when I follow the script, okay? And it's
A before B.
that's right. So Leslie Irwin here is accepting our first grant of $5,000 with a Wish for Wings at Cook Children's Hospital, or through Cook Children's Hospital. The grant will fund emergency wishes that are sent over to the organization from Cook Children's. Wish for Wings is their own separate entity, but most of their work is for Cook Children's.
Cooks.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
Leslie, thank you.
Oh, smile again.
All right, thank you. And our second grant today, also for $5,000, is going to Breakthrough Fort Worth at Fort Worth Country Day School. This grant will support classroom and workshop supplies, project materials, and field trips for the school. And accepting today is Joe Breedlove. So thank you for both of these organizations for all that you do for the kids in our community. These grants are only made possible for the generosity of the Rotarians, both historically and sitting in this room right now. So as always, please consider helping making these grants possible by donating to one of our charitable funds. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Joe, it was nice to go to school with you back in those days. I see Karen out here too, and maybe a couple other people I went to school with too, so I guess we're older now. Okay, everyone's favorite new member introduction. Here's our Rotary Club past president and former Fort Worth Mayor, Kenneth Barr. Kenneth?
Well, thank you, Tom. I'm very pleased this afternoon to introduce a special new member. Well, she's special to me because she's my daughter, Catherine Barr Smith. Actually, Catherine is my favorite daughter. Actually, she's my only daughter, so that was easy to say. She works as a senior director at Fort Worth Stockyards, Inc., which is a relatively new collaboration between businesses in the stockyard and the city of Fort Worth. Catherine spent more than 10 years as a district director for several council members at City Hall. I didn't have anything to do with her going to work at City Hall. I found it sort of interesting that she totally wanted nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with the city while I was in office. But she absolutely loved working there, especially with people like Ann Zeta and Fernando Costa. great people, great Rotarians. I'm very proud that Catherine represents the third generation of the Barr family to be members of this club, going back to the early 1960s when her grandfather, my dad, Willard Barr, joined this club. So Catherine, welcome to the Rotary Club.
I didn't print my remarks out, but should have, so bear with me. There was a time here at the Rotary Club when the people in the program and the president sat at the head table here on the stage. I had the honor of attending Rotary one Friday around about 1987 and sat at the head table with my dad, the club's president at the time. Much to my surprise, he told me to ring the bell to start the meeting. I do not remember the program, I don't remember anything about the food, and I don't remember who attended the meeting, but I thought it was really cool to ring the bell. Rotary has been something special to my family for a long time, and I'm very excited to now officially be part of the membership, so thank you.
Thank you. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm hearing these bells in my head. I don't know if my ears are just ringing, and it's like wedding bells or something like that. I don't know. Do you all hear these things? You do, Kenneth? Okay. Well, so you all know Kenneth is getting married very, very soon to Linda, and we certainly wish him well with that, finally. Catherine, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Okay, I'd now like to introduce our chairperson of the day, Allison Ricks, President, Allison Ricks, Inc.
Greetings, everyone. I'm excited today to introduce Michael Elio, who serves as the Chief Executive Officer and President of Catholic Charities Fort Worth. I am past board chair, so I've gotten the opportunity to work with Michael for the last several years. CCFW is a 114-year-old, $310 million nonprofit organization dedicated to ending poverty across the 28-county diocese of Fort Worth. Supported by a team of over 350 employees, CCFW delivers more than 100,000 transformational services each year, helping neighbors in need move toward long-term stability and self-sufficiency. Michael first joined CCFW at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic as Chief Operating Officer, where he led the organization through an unprecedented period of rapid change and uncertainty. Under his leadership, CCFW quickly adapted its services to address new and urgent community needs, launched its signature research-backed out-of-poverty pathways, and strengthened its financial foundation. In June of 2023, Michael stepped into the role of CEO, where he continues to build on this foundation with a bold vision for the future. He is focused on expanding CCFW's holistic pathways model, advancing research, and driving service innovations designed to break the cycle of poverty for good. So we are excited to have you here today and spread more of what we're doing to the community. So thank you, and come on up.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. It is a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. I'd like to begin sharing with you what drew me to Catholic Charities Fort Worth and what wakes me up each morning with my hair on fire to do good in this community, as many of you do every day. Catholic Charities Fort Worth is not your typical nonprofit organization. And if I do my job correctly right now, I'll be able to explain to you the many ways how and why we are unique. But first, let me get the basics out of the way. At Catholic Charities Fort Worth, we serve everyone of all faiths and all backgrounds. Our programs have been researched and proven to successfully break the cycle of poverty and stop the revolving door of dependency. Bottom line, we do not want repeat customers. We leverage research and data to ensure a transformational change takes place in our clients' lives so they can transition from a perpetual cycle of receiving government assistance to a life where they were flourishing and achieving their bigger, brighter future, their goals, off of government assistance. So, if you're looking for a nonprofit to support that is innovative and teaches people how to fish so they can provide for themselves and for their families for the rest of their lives, then join me and lean in as I share a little bit more. Our vision at Catholic Charities Fort Worth is to end poverty one family at a time. Simply put, we have three uniques. We are faith-driven, client-led, and research-backed. We serve because of our faith, seeing the inherent dignity in every person where they are without judgment. We have all heard the saying, you can lead someone to water, but you can't make them drink. The clients in our program set their goals, which again we define as their bigger, brighter future. Our approach is not a checklist. Each solution is customized to the needs of the households so that when they achieve success, it's repeatable and sustainable. This establishes ownership and accountability in our relationship. Research, data, outcomes, this is how we measure success. We don't want to assume what we're doing is working. We can't continue to invest in the programs that create dependency, keeping people stuck in poverty. Through our internal research and analytics team, we are constantly evaluating and measuring the effectiveness of our staff and our programs, our impact, so that we may adapt and pivot to the world as it changes around us. In the business world, we've all heard the saying, we have to adapt, or why shouldn't we expect the same thing in the nonprofit sector? In 2019, as Allison shared, we began, and serving for now 115 years, we have served in Fort Worth and been an incredible partner across Fort Worth and the 28 counties that we serve. But we're different today than when we began, different than our namesake, Catholic Charities, may suggest. Becoming frustrated, seeing the revolving door of our own clients coming back to us no better, and only seeking the same transactional item or services 6 months later, like clockwork. It was then that we knew we, as an organization, needed to transform and change to create lasting change in the lives of our clients and the community. So it was then in 2013 that we partnered with the University of Notre Dame and the Lab for Economic Opportunities to study and research the effectiveness of our first program, which was in education persistency, Stay the Course, at TCC. Then in 2015, the University of Notre Dame began a research study of our Padua program, which is our signature long-term case management program. Over the years, through a randomized control trial, Leo studied and compared the treatment group, the clients that are in our programs, against the clients, the control group, not in our programs. Then, as we all know, in 2020, the pandemic hit, and we pivoted to meet the needs of the community, being recognized as United Way's #1 referred social service agency in our community. But we never lost sight of the unique transformation and our desire to truly help clients break free from the cycle of poverty. So we leaned into the research, the results. We listened to clients, our incredible community partners, and our incredibly gifted and talented staff. And we developed these 5 unique pathways out of poverty. Now, poverty is incredibly complex. There are an infinite number of challenges and solutions why someone's in poverty and how they need help to get out of poverty. But we define these 5 most common solution sets, narrowing our focus, taking a page out of Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, and focusing on education, emotional resiliency, employment, financial resiliency, and resource stability. Today, with this streamlined approach, we can confidently say we are breaking the cycle of poverty which has enabled us since 2015 to proudly say that over 8,277 households, backed by research, have achieved a life out of poverty. And if, along the way, we become, as an organization, more efficient. We're also honored and proud to say that 93 cents of every dollar that's donated to us goes directly to serve our clients. Now, what makes our programs and our approach so successful? What we learned is there are several reasons that anti-poverty programs don't work. The biggest is that traditional case management programs are often designed to treat the symptoms rather than the root causes of what's keeping people in poverty. Most traditional case management programs provide temporary or short-term relief for those in need and do not permanently lift people out of poverty. So once their service is ended, the client is right back on their own again, not able to overcome the next setback, the next challenge that life inevitably is going to throw at them. The traditional programs don't establish self-sufficiency, self-sustainability. Our case management programs at Catholic Charities Fort Worth have proven to be uniquely different than these traditional case management programs. We continuously train our staff on clinically informed approaches based on the latest evidence-informed techniques, like the use of strategic financial assistance. We recognize and clearly understand that you cannot buy someone's way out of poverty. You cannot gift someone a quick fix solution. You have to teach them, and they have to learn how to replicate, how to repeat behaviors and those desired outcomes. Our programs also have a low staff to client ratio. These low caseloads enable us to build trust. And when you have trust in a relationship, this welcomes vulnerability, which allows us and our clients to define the true root cause or root causes of what's keeping them in poverty. It enables us to establish accountability. Sometimes that means 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Sometimes it might be 1 step forward and 2 steps back. But like an accountability coach, we walk alongside our clients and their families, helping them learn, picking them up when they fall, cheering them on, and believing them along the way. Now, I've got a question for each of y'all, incredibly successful individuals in this room. Think about the mentors in your lives. Think about whether that mentor was a spiritual coach, a professional coach, just a friend giving you some advice, maybe some blind spots. Where would you be without their help, their guidance, their inspiration, their belief in you? Our programs ultimately help our clients develop the ability to cope with what life has thrown at them and inevitably will be thrown at them. We teach them how to plan for the future, plan for goals, and most importantly, how to work towards those goals, taking 1 step at a time. With wind in their sails, they're able to achieve the next goal with momentum and the next goal after that. Skills that when you're in poverty, whether it's generational or you're just stuck in a cycle, in that fight or flight, lower brain mindset, you don't have the ability to learn. You're surviving day to day, sometimes minute to minute. Our results. Thankfully, our results do speak for themselves, and provided and continuously updated by the University of Notre Dame. A few results that I've captured here for you today is that higher employment is one. Those offered our Padua services are 25% more likely to report being employed full-time than their peers. Higher earnings. Unemployed individuals offered Padua services earn on average 46% more than unemployed individuals offered traditional case management programs. Increased stable housing. Unstably housed individuals offered Padua services are 60% more likely to have stable housing 24 months after service. less credit card debt. Those offered Padua services their experiences see a sharp decline in credit card debt that persists over time compared to their peers. Better health. We all know how important it is, mental health these days. Those offered Padua services are 53% more likely to rate their health as having improved or stayed excellent after the program completion. But don't take it from me. Let's hear it from Lisa.
I was married for like 6 years, and then I ended up getting a divorce. And then after my divorce, I decided to move from Florida to Texas so that I could be close to family, so that I could have, support, because it was really hard being by myself with 3 kids. Before I moved here from Florida, I was working with One Safe Place in Florida, which was a domestic violence shelter. They referred me to the Catholic Charities because at that time I needed help with settling into the new state. I was looking for work at the time, and I needed more support, like understanding, budgeting, credits, and income management and stuff.
So some of the things that I helped Lisa with was being financially stable. In our program, we go over different things such as budgeting, savings, being able to help her realize, okay, what can we do to help increase your savings so that way you can have that emergency savings in case something happens, as well as being able to survive basically month to month and being able to provide for you and your children.
My number one goal was to find employment, because I needed to be able to have employment in order to be able to get like our first home. When I was in my marriage, there was a lot of breaking up and getting back together. There was a lot of moving around, and I believe that's how my son, my oldest one, developed separation anxiety, which led to depression and highly suicidal.
Another service that we were able to provide to Lisa and her son was counseling. Lisa was super adamant not only about her well-being, but the well-being of her son and supporting him. One of the things she always worried about was stressing about things out of her control, and I feel the coping skills and techniques that she learned in counseling helped her to be able to process, kind of take a break, slow down, evaluate what's going on, what do I currently have, and what can I do to move forward with the skills and things that I have.
I pour on into his life daily by reminding him that you are handsome, you are smart, you are capable, you have a mom and family that loves you, you are loved, you deserve to be alive, this world needs you. The second goal for me was to go to school and getting a new career that would allow me to be able to not just work a job, but have a career.
With our program, we've been able to provide Lisa with some financial assistance through strategic planning to help her move forward in different areas. One of the things that we were able to purchase for her was a culinary coat. Lisa's super passionate about cooking, and after some conversation, she wanted to go back to culinary school. I think it meant a lot. Whenever Lisa had brought up culinary classes and things, she mentioned when she was with her ex-husband, he always diminished her dreams, and that's something that she was super passionate about, wanting to do something that she loved and enjoyed.
I am starting like a culinary art program in January, and I'm going to be going for like a catering chef and private chef, and I will be learning about businesses and how to run a business, how to do catering, because that's the field that I want to get into. I believe Catholic Charities have made that vision of me possible because they have helped me with understanding the proper way of setting goals and breaking those goals down and making them realistic and achievable, and being able to believe in myself. Because you can dream all you want, but if you don't have the belief, if you don't believe it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. I call Taylor my guardian angel because working with her, her spirit, and she's just been so loving and supportive. I remember there were times, even when I was going through hard stuff or hard seasons, I was able to talk to her, and she would always provide that support. And then she would always talk about, like, you know, the bigger and brighter future.
So bigger, brighter future to me means being in a space where you're doing the things that you've always wanted to do, being in that lifestyle, that mindset, doing things that you couldn't do in the past because of barriers or hardships. So Catholic Charities case management is different from a lot of other places of case management. I feel here it's more transformational versus transactional. And with Lisa, with her starting off in the program, coming in unemployed, not having her own space, those things were super important to her, wanting to have her home for her and her children, wanting to be financially stable to be able to provide to them. And she's doing really great now, employed, doing the things that she loves, has her own place for her and her kiddos. So that was her bigger, brighter future, and I'm glad that she was able to accomplish those things working in our program.
When I started, I didn't have this. Now I do have a home. Now I am working a job. Now I do have a home, right? So I can look back and be motivated and remember that you were taking steps. And this is just a step.
We have an incredible staff. The work that they do is just really not known in the community, because if you think about the reason why I wanted to share with you our transformational change over 115 years, and with our name of Catholic and Charities, generally people just assume, because we've been here and we've done some great things and still continue to do amazing things in this community. But that transformation in 2013, that changed who we are. You can see now the transformation that takes place in our clients' lives. When I shared with you those 5 unique pathways, it's not a one-way street. It's not a direct line from A to B. Those pathways intersect and they combine, and they sometimes crisscross in so many unique ways. Again, as I said, it's sometimes 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but ultimately it's forward progress. Our agency is, we have been blessed to have received many, many engagement awards, because the team not only just truly believes in the mission, in serving, but also just truly in the fight and the spirit of the client. Clients who just generally never knew how to get to where they want to go to, or how to achieve what they once thought that they dreamt to achieve. And after being knocked down time and time again, it's easy just to fall victim and stay stuck in a cycle, receiving assistance and services. Partnerships are so important to us. As an organization, we know we cannot do everything for everyone. We can't be everything for everyone. So we have amazing partnerships across this entire community of various hundreds of different organizations to help our clients to partner together, to refer back and forth, because it takes a village to raise a child, we've all heard, and it takes a community to really break that cycle of poverty. We have an exciting future. We continue to innovate, learn, and grow to help our neighbors in need. Just this year, we launched a new research initiative with the University of Notre Dame to help individuals struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. If you think about poverty is extremely dynamic, and if I asked each one of you in this room, what does poverty look like to you, I'll probably get that many different answers. But poverty is someone who is at the point in their life where they may think they're at the lowest point, to those who from the outside look like everything is great, and they're living in a place where they're so leveraged that they're not able to be present at work. They're not able to be present at home because they're one situation from falling into deep poverty, losing their job, losing their car, losing their home. And so we started this new research initiative to work with those who are living paycheck to paycheck, to help them with financial resiliency, to help them to get whatever it is going on in their life secured so that they can thrive, so that in our community, as Rotarians, that they can be present at work and provide in a vital way to our economic growth and through workforce and everything else that they bring. We've also launched a new initiative with the University of Notre Dame to replicate our Padua program nationally. The results are so successful that we know it's not just here in North Texas that these results are by chance. We know that they definitely can be replicated somewhere else in the United States, and if we can continue to prove that, then we can expand this across the country and teach more on how to really work with clients in a way to break through whatever barriers they have, getting to the true root cause of what's happening in their lives. Before I conclude and I open up the floor to questions, many of you I know in this room, and I appreciate your support, appreciate the prayers. As a community social service organization, and many of you are on different boards, we're all going through different challenges right now. We all need your help. And wherever you're called to serve and support, wherever your heart is yearning to make a difference, I ask you to take action. Take action, and if that's with us, if that's with an organization that really helps to get to root cause, that really helps to break that systemic cycle of poverty, help people to break through that benefits cliff and have a life that ultimately they've dreamt that they never thought they could achieve, then come talk to me afterwards. Come join us, because together we can end poverty one family at a time. Together we can make a difference in this community, because we already are, and we just need to add more fuel to that fire. There are many ways that you can get involved with your business, with your time, talent, of course, with your treasure, but make a lasting impact, not only in a client's life, but their family's life forever. That's what my call to action is for you. I truly appreciate your time, and I thank you. What questions might you have for me? Yes, sir.
What's the biggest challenge facing Catholic Charities right now? Is it, you always assume from outside that it's funding. Is it funding? Is it personnel? Is it community partners?
That's a great question. I was asked to repeat the questions. We've got people online, so tell me if I didn't capture this properly. The question was, what's the greatest challenge that Catholic Charities is facing right now? That's very complex. There's a lot of unique challenges. I would say one of our biggest is getting this message out. People don't know that what we do and that our programs are rooted in research. They've been studied, tested, and tried, and that they truly are breaking the cycle of poverty. The more people that learn about that, the more people that say, wow, I just never knew. I always thought that you served Catholics, or I only thought that you, as your name says, charities, you're just, providing in-kind services and support. With getting the word out, that allows people to come learn more about us, come ask the right questions, and ultimately, if their heart's on fire for what we do, then come join us. Because yes, the more people that can join us and contribute in whichever way God's calling them to, then the more people we can serve.
I think we can help you get the word out.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Real
Hi.
quick, can you tell us what's going on with the refugee program?
Absolutely, thank you. So the question is, what's going on with the refugee program? That's also very complex. I think the best way to explain that is, we've been serving refugees for 50 years in this community, and we are called to welcome the stranger. And we're going to continue to do that. So we will continue to serve the vulnerable who come into this country legally, who are here and present in our communities, and to help them to find stability culturally, to find stability in employment, and to find stability in their homes. What changes is the federal funding part of it and the dynamics of where funding comes from. So what we have put together, and we've just recently shared with our board of directors, is a new plan and a new strategy to combine both private and public funding, assuming that there's going to be public funding. But if we can combine those streams, our programs of helping individuals break through the root cause of whatever's keeping them stuck in their life, in the poverty or in the challenges that they're facing, it's universal. It doesn't matter where you might come from, what you look like, what challenges you have, how many people in your household. So we're going to continue to do that. And while we continue to learn with our other brother and sister organizations of what funding is available, we're just going to partner together and continue to serve. You're welcome. Thank you. Yes, sir.
What portion of your funding might come from the federal government? And also, I'm a construction company. I appreciate the fact that you've done work for the upstairs on several building projects and so forth. But the next thing is, in terms of homelessness problem here, I know you all have a lot that you're taking care of now for the member families, but are there any efforts being made to address the increasing problem of homelessness in our city?
Yeah, great question. So 2 questions. The first one is, what is our funding breakdown when it comes to government funding versus private funding? And the second question is how are we working to solve the homeless crisis? So the first one is this, as Allison shared, we are a $310 million organization. That's gigantic. Over the last couple years, the federal funding has spiked incredibly. And so the majority of our funding right now, because of the refugee we have a program, a division that serves all of the state of Texas. We're the replacement designee. Maybe you all have seen that in the newspapers for the state of Texas. So the majority of our funding today, over 90% of it is government supporting, so it's government funded, supporting refugees and how we serve across the state and help other organizations across the state. The reason why we recently announced that we were going to get out of that business of being the TXOR, the Office of Refugee Resettlement, is because our model, when you look at our programs, what I explained here today, our programs are last year, 97% privately funded. So our out-of-poverty programs are privately funded by you in this room, by our great, amazing foundations, and many, many others. And the reason why that's important is because in order to be able to customize a solution to help a family really break free from poverty, it has to be individualistic service solution. And when you receive federal money, it's very restricted. And those of you who know, you have to apply it the same way to every person. But like our fingerprints, every person's journey out of poverty is unique and different. So right now, to answer that question succinctly, we're over 90% government funded because of the refugee side. But if you look at carving that out, over 97% of our budget is privately funded for our long-term case management solutions. The second question on the homeless side of things, we have great partnership with a lot of organizations. Partnership Home here in Tarrant County, and in others, where we're working with Lauren King and trying to solve that. So while we don't have housing solutions, what we do is we partner with their housing solutions so that we're working with those clients who are stably housed now, helping to teach them those behaviors, get them the jobs that they need to be able to then get out of that assisted living and supportive housing so they can then transition into apartment, into a home later on. So we're integrated into that solution.
That's great. Michael, thanks very much. Very good insight and reminder how important this organization is, and we're very happy to have it in Fort Worth. I've got something that's a tradition of the Rotary Club. Here you go. This is to honor our speakers, the donation for the Rotary International Polio Plus Fund. We make a donation of that from our club, furthering the goal of complete polio eradication, and that's a token of our donation. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, a couple of closing announcements. First, I want to acknowledge the passing of longtime Rotarian Elo Buzz Brightbill, who we lost just last month. Buzz was a prominent banking and businessman and avid community steward and leader. He became a Rotary member in 1980, maintained an active membership for the last 45 years, and we're proud to have him as a member of our club. I'll add that my sister and I grew up with the family and with his kids and carpooled together, very memorable too, and I believe Karen did as well. And as I grew older, I had even more of a respect for him, and it was a lot of fun to go up and visit him from adult to adult. So let's pause for a moment just to reflect on that. Thank you. We'll miss you, Buzz. Okay, now please turn your attention back to the screen. Well, you'll remember that we have our own Crazy Pants Golf Tournament coming up in October. So many of you have gotten your registration for your teams in. There's still room for that, and you'll want to go ahead and get organized for it. It seems like it's a ways off, but it's really not so far after all. And there's still some sponsorships available. We're very interested in talking to you about the sponsorship. So please get with us about that. You can start with Aurora or talk to me, talk to James Emmons and some others on the committee. So thank you again to today's sponsor, Creative Office Furniture. And I want to thank those people who are online who've joined us today. I want to remind everybody that the AV team just doesn't come in here and set up a screen and put up a projector and things like that. We actually have a camera out here. So not only are we capturing today's event every week, we really want you to tune in online, and there's no extra charge to do that. So that's really nice. So hopefully when you're not able to make it into the meeting, wherever you may be, got your phone, turn it on, or better yet, your computer, just don't drive and look at your phone at the same time. So just a safety tip from the podium. Okay, next week, July 18th, right here, One Scoop at a Time. Bluebell Ice Cream retired executive and author Ricky Dixon will be here. Now, whether we're gonna have more ice cream or not, I'm not sure. Today's was very good. And finally, we really do look forward to having new President Ann at the podium instead of me. So thanks very much. Our meeting's adjourned. See you next week.